use the harmonica for breath. So what happens is our natural thing is to panic. Because we go, oh, I have to breathe. You know, yes you do, but breathe, make music out of it. Breathe into the harmonica and, you know, breathe into it and draw out. So. That's a good thing to practice because it'll make, it'll get you used to, because you have to get the bad air out, and you have to get good air in. It'll get you used to doing that just by, for example, to draw in, to draw out. It's a very good exercise because you'll get used to thinking about breathing in a different way. It'll make you used to, it'll build up your stamina for playing. Very simple exercise. Now I'm breathing out, so. That's breathing out. Now I'm breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. I mean, I'm an asthmatic, so if I can do this, anyone can. Any questions about that?
What about that?
Excuse me?
Another question.
Yes?
Let's say you're a performer and you make some basement of your performance as a solo artist, and say you reach some limitation. Mm-hmm. For example, any kind of limitation. Mm-hmm. Say you lack of chromatic notes, mm-hmm. or lack of tone. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a limitation of your, I don't know, as an artist. What do you do and how you overcome this limitation, you personally?
Me? Well, again, you know, I'm by practicing, actually. You practice. If there's something, I mean, I usually talk to somebody, try to talk to someone who knows more about the specific limitation that you mentioned that I might be having. I try to speak to someone about it and practice, basically. We all have limitations. We work. I mean, my limitation is that I can't do that much about is that I have shortness of breath naturally because I'm asthmatic. And when the weather, if the weather is bad, it's more difficult for me to breathe. People are smoking. When there's pollen in the air, you know, in the springtime, I have problems with breathing. So yeah, I found that I try to make music out of that. While I'm breathing a lot, huffing and puffing a lot, I try to breathe in and out on a harmonica and make music out of it. So I try to use that limitation to my actual advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be better, actually. Yes?
Have you experienced any problems with the temperature and the instrument? For example, when it's cold outside, so what do you warm them up in your pocket?
I warm them up in my hands. I try to not keep the instruments, say, in the car. If I'm traveling, I'll keep them inside the car, not in the trunk of the car. And if I will get them inside as quickly as I can and out of the case as quickly as I can so they can get up to room temperature, because it really affects the sound. And I do, when it's in extreme situations, if I'm playing in Sweden or something, I will take them in my hand and try to warm them. Is there something else? Oh, man. Wow. We're almost finished here. Is there any more questions about anything at all? Yes?
What about the SM58 vocal microphone instead of yours?
As a harmonica microphone, you mean? Or what do you mean?
Yes.
As
Yeah, harmonica.
using it as a
Yeah.
harmonica microphone. It's quite good. I used one as, they had these unidynes and unispheres when I started, which was like the SM58s are now. I started out using something like that. They're good. It gives a different sound. It's a different tone. Every microphone has a different sound, and it's a personal thing. I tell you, I use Statics because my hands are not very big. For, you know, it's not such a big hand. And this, the thing about SM58s is you have something hanging down so that they're heavy. And this ball, it makes them more difficult to hold, I think. I think this is easier to hold if you have a smaller hand. And that's one of the reasons why I started with them. And you use the entire microphone you're using. So you don't have all of this extra weight. So that's personally. And they have a more round and basically a more softer tone, I think, than pistol notes. Is that okay? But I find it, and you can get smaller bullet type microphones, which I suggest for some of my students because their hands are small. Yes, anything else? Yeah, you're using the whole thing. I like that. Just from my Taurus point of view, it's something that makes sense. Everything here is used. Now I'm using tongue. This is just, yeah. Like that. Back and forth. In and out, rather. Back and forth. That's left to right. That's the throat. So, first will be the tongue, and then the throat. So. And it's literally back and forth, and the throat is. I have to think about it. So it's just that if you're going to do that type of vibrato with your throat, it's. So what you want to do is you basically want to imitate a vibrato effect, which is originally a power tube basically going off and on. So you think of current. If you have an electrical appliance in the wall and you take it out, it'll go off. And you put it back in, goes on, out, off, in, on. So it's that type of thing. So it's you're constricting, so you're stopping the flow of air. So it's, to do it slowly would be, so it's, and that's doing it with a piercing bend. So you can practice that. You can put your hand, it's tired. You can put your hand here. You can feel your throat. Everyone do that, and then go. It should be moving in and out. Yeah? You can feel it moving. Again, that's something that you can, I'm trying to show you things that you can practice even if you're don't have a harmonica in your hand. If you're, you know, if you're walking down the street, you're going, okay, you might get locked up, but so what's the matter with it? I'm just practicing. I don't see a harmonica, you walk but it works. And the thing is, you have to look at this, if you were talking about before, at the very beginning, about how we feel about what we're doing. You have to think of it as small steps and realize what you see me doing, or some of the other people doing, is something that it's been years and years of practice. Just keep going. You'll get little plateaus. You go, oh wow! All of a sudden, you'll be able to do that. This bend. It'll become easy for you. You move on to the next thing. Just be patient with it. It takes time, but the rewards are wonderful.